What is up, my fellow Chibits? Today, I'm here to bring all of you the weekly anime review of Shokugeki no Soma Season 2. And as always, when it comes to Shokugeki no Soma, we have different references from other series. And this time, we have a very fabled card game, Yu-Gi-Oh! In this episode. Yes, as always when it comes to Food Wars, when you have different individual matches to see who is a better chef, we have these individual references thrown in, like sometimes JoJo, which we saw a couple episodes back with Megumi. And so looking at this episode, we had a Yu-Gi-Oh! Reference with cards popping up, and you see how Hayama and Kurdokiba were going at it and pulling out their different cards to say who has the better hand or the better cards up their sleeve. So I like the dynamic of the way the fight was kind of displayed between these two in this episode. It made me laugh, it made me amused, and I was just enjoying the episode overall. And it was also a perfect way to start a morning. Like, I literally just woke up when the episode came out. I got me some breakfast, I got me a bowl of cereal, not as fancy as what was in this episode when it came to some other food, but I got me a bowl of cereal, sit down, starting to eat it and all that, and I'm like, yo, this is just so good. Just, waking up early Saturday, eating a bowl of cereal, watching Food Wars. It's a great time. It's a really great day. I mean, it's kind of sad Tokyo Ghoul won't be out today, but still, it's a great morning, and it's a great way to start a day and end a day of Saturday when you watch Food Wars. So, yeah, this episode overall, when it came to the dynamic between the chefs, of getting to see the different styles of Hayama and also Kurdokiba, I like the way this episode was trying to really focus on that. But, there's one thing that was completely surprising about this episode that I honestly did not expect, and I think it caught all of us by surprise if you got to this point in the anime, and if you haven't read the manga. And what surprised us all was that the final Shokugeki, the final battle of this tournament, is going to be a three-way battle between Soma, between Hayama, and also Kurdokiba. They're all going at each other. They're all going to be competing at the same exact time. It's not going to be a traditional match like we've been seeing throughout the entirety of this tournament, where you have it to where one character goes up against another character, vice versa. It's not like that. We have it now to where three characters are going to be cooking at the exact same time, going at each other to see who is the better chef. And I feel like this is the best way to kind of settle this rivalry that's been forming between these three characters, because if there's one thing that's been happening in Food Wars Season 2, is where Kurdokiba, he's been getting a little bit more of the spotlight compared to what he was in Season 1. We got to see more of his personality, his characterization, some of his past, and all sorts of stuff like that, and his connection to Alice. And because of this, we got to see more of his character, what really hypes him up and what makes him very interesting and possibly could become one of the best characters of the series. And seeing how he actually could stand on par with Alice and maybe even be better than her as a chef, and then also how he could stand up to Hayama and his spices and his different fragrance, that's pretty impressive. So when you compare all this to what Kurdokiba is doing, we could instantly say that he is an interesting character. It would kind of be sad to see him thrown under the bus so early just for Hayama and Soma to have their match against each other. So I really like the direction that this final match is going to be taking place with, what direction it's going, just to see how Soma is going to be going up against Hayama and also Kurdokiba, both of these good chefs that have a very distinct style, and with the final dish, the main ingredient that's going to be needed to be used in the final tournament, you have it to where they all can actually use their main skills to make the best dish possible that they have available to them. Because it's a fish dish, you have it to where Soma, he's very creative, you have to Hayama, he can use different type of fragrances, and then you have it to where Kurdokiba, how he's a person that's really skilled, and he kind of uses fish a lot in his other dishes. So when you factor all these things in, the final dish of the tournament actually meets the criteria of what all these three really look for when they're actually making their own individual dishes. So it really helps them out and allows them to push themselves to the fullest. So this upcoming match is actually really going to determine who is the better chef when it comes to their style. So I cannot wait to see what is going to happen next and see who is going to overcome who. I mean, I am truly excited to see what each individual character comes up with. I mean, look, the way Hayama was saying, he's going to go all out at the end of the episode, he puts on this serious face and all that, and he's going to go all out. He's like, you think I'm just a one-trick pony? And he puts on this serious face. I can't wait to see what he's going to pop out with, in the final match in 10 days' time from now. And then Kurokiba, how he's really upset because it was a tie, and so the overall match wasn't concluded, so he's kind of upset about that because he didn't get to really find out who was the better chef. So he's really pissed off about that, and he's probably going to come back even stronger and probably do something even better to make sure that Haima doesn't stand a chance. And then as Soma, we know he does some crazy stuff. He does some very unique and creative type of dishes, so can't wait to see what he comes up with to, you know, kind of combat these two expert chefs. So yeah, besides that overall, let's talk about some comedy segments. So Alice's comedy segment with Kurokiba, I love their interaction. I've loved these two's interactions since they were first introduced. Say Kurokiba and you have it Alice working together, you know, how they're talking together all the time and hanging out. I really like their, you know, interaction, the way they kind of flow. Their chemistry just meshes so well. Like the way Alice was able to calm down Kurokiba when he was all in this, like, berserk mode. The way she calmed him down, pulled off his scarf and all that, and he just powered down. It was so cute and it was adorable. Definitely shipped those two quite a bit. And then also when you had it in the middle of the episode where Soma was in the VIP seat room with Arena, I was laughing because I'm like, this man, he has no chill. He just walks up into a VIP room and he's sitting with Arena with the god tongue and he's just chatting away and all that. It's incredibly rude, but it's very funny, and once again get to see like that little ship building up between these two with this romance. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the way this, you know, episode is, the way it was done, the direction it took. Can't wait to see what's going to happen next. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.